So on the fifth question, which is intended to be a lead into your closing, we're going to give you an extra 30 seconds, so 2.5 minutes. So as a wrap-up question and a lead into your closing statement, tell us why Maine's 200,000 plus seniors should vote for you as our next governor. Go ahead, Libby.
Thank you. I hope not only will those thousands of seniors vote for me as the next governor, but all their children and their grandchildren, because I have a vision for moving Maine forward. I am optimistic about our future, and I do indeed believe that we have a sense of community in Maine where we're not going to leave anyone behind. We want to create options and choices and jobs and the entrepreneurial spirit. The international and national recession, unfortunately, has hit Maine very, very hard. But working together as Maine people, we have weathered it, as we always do. We are very humble here in Maine. We are on the cutting edge. We've done so many things well, but rarely do we talk about how well we've done in keeping people insured, in training people for jobs, and in making sure that no one is left behind. I want to make sure that we're not segregated by age. I've just come back from my youngest daughter's wedding, and do you know what was, not only it was wonderful to have her happily married, but the intergenerational nature of our being together. I have never liked segregating people by age, because being together, we learn from one another. Whether you're in politics or whether you're in business, we mentor one another. So the more active we can be in taking charge of our lives and our government, the more important things will be for us and will go well for Maine. All 4 of my adult children returned to Maine to create their jobs. Elderly people can be mentors. They can help create this entrepreneurial climate to make sure that the opportunities are there. And we do indeed need to grow new jobs, but jobs that are fitting for the new century that we're going into. The mills that you grew up in won't be the same. We produce more paper than we've ever produced before, but you need different sets of skills. And I know that you join me in wanting to make sure that your grandchildren and your children, if they're still in school, have access to a first quality education so that they can compete with anybody in the world. We do not have a shortage of a good work ethic in Maine. We have a shortage of work, and that's what we want. We want dignity, and we want respect for one another of all ages. I sincerely hope that you will vote for me for governor in November. I will fight for you. I will stand with you, and I'm very proud of the track record that we have together.
Sean Moody.
I think, obviously people will say I've got experience in politics and over 30 years in business. We've been on the receiving end of the regulations and the taxes like everyone else here in this room. So we've got quite a bit of experience when it comes to the government. I really believe that Maine is at a brink of a great opportunity. When you look at and you heard, kind of the pall that was cast of all the things that are facing us upcoming with the budget and all, I see it as an opportunity. I really do. Because it's time. You reach a point, sometimes things happen for a reason. You go through these cycles and you say to yourself, times were good not that long ago. And we spent the money as fast as it came in. We really did. So we don't have a responsible surplus to kind of take the bottom out of this recession. So being in a small business is pretty simple. If you got more outgoing than ingoing, then you're going. It's pretty simple. In state government, if you got more outgoing than ingoing, we're paying. So we're going to bring the fiscal responsibility, the fiscal discipline, and the fiscal foresight that it takes to run a business in Maine for 3 decades. We've been through recessions before. We've been through double-digit inflation, double-digit interest rates, and we've grown through all of it to 1 location, 3, 5. So we understand how to grow business in the state of Maine, in spite of the fact that it's not the most business-friendly state in the nation by any stretch. So we're going to create an environment where businesses can grow. 30,000 small businesses in the state of Maine, if they just hired 1 additional person each, there'd be 30,000 new jobs in the state of Maine. That's the key to our future. That's the key to our growth in the state of Maine, to keep it viable and keep it vibrant. And so we can take care of the folks in need. That's our responsibility, but it takes funds and it takes economic growth to provide for our folks. So that's what I bring to this race. Haven't you ever said to yourself, why can't we just get an honest, hard-working Mainer to go up to Augusta and straighten that mess out? Well, guess what? You're looking at one. Thank you very much.
Sean, I think we're all honest, hard-working mayors, every one of us on this panel. But I think the difference is that some of us have thought long and hard about how we're going to fix the mess that we're in today. I think it's time to put labels aside. I don't care whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or a Green. I don't care who you are, where you live, or what you do. I only have two tests for all of us. If you love Maine the way I know we all do, and if you want it to work, then we all need to get together and we need to work together and get it done. It would be wonderful if we could all make the kinds of promises that we feel in our hearts we want to make. It would be wonderful if I could say to you, I promise not to tax anyone's pensions no matter how much you make in your pension. I don't care whether you make $500,000 a year in your pension or $5,000 a year, I won't tax it. But I'm not going to say that. And I'm not going to say it because I don't know how much it's going to cost. And I don't think Paul does either. And I'll tell you this, I know that the fiscal problems that we face in Maine, what's blocking us from being the comeback state of the next decade, what's keeping us from being the greatest success story in America, I think those fiscal problems are real. I think we need to know what we're doing when we try to solve them. I think we all have to be together when we do try to solve them. We all have to sit in the same boat and row in the same direction. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to put partisan politics aside. Look where it has got us. Look where we are today. Look around you. Look at this extraordinary, beautiful state. Look at your neighbors. Think about your parents. Think about your children. And ask yourselves, is this what we want to leave behind us? It's not what I want to leave behind. I desperately want to fix this state because I love this state. And so do every one of you.